Hello and welcome to One Way, where we go one way and that's west. As usual, if I remember to, and this is one of those times, if I purge the world I show you that I did it, because when it gets to about a gig in size, I purge it. I got a little smarter and left the most recent regions alone and deleted everything else. So we're under 200 megabytes at this point. So anyway, while this boots in, this is done on a phone. You might hear clawing and scratching noises to make certain maneuvers happen. Otherwise, it's held at a wide stance to prevent that, but it comes at the cost of some control, such as walking into trees, buildings, and pits of death. Now that we've said that, it's time to get going. And I did test this before starting to make sure it did load up properly. And there we go. I don't know why, but for some reason I thought that a bed duplicated. Anyway, we're heading this way. The game got updated. I'm hoping maybe the massive lag spiking is gone. Although in most cases, and I noticed it in Windows 10 as well, it's when making a wild turn where it usually happens. Gonna whip my view around. Alright, good news, we got land. Bad news, it's mountains. And as I mentioned in the previous video, if you were around for it, today is going to be a rain out because we got a coastal storm, and even though I don't live on the coast, we do get affected by them. It just isn't usually as windy or as bad in general. They're what we call, without the Boston accent, a nor'easter. The east coast of the United States gets them. New York, New Jersey especially, them too. Alright, so let's just do a little climbing and get some resources here so we can get through this. And this building will sound like a ship being blown around in a hurricane, even though it is windy. It's not really that bad. I'm just grabbing this stuff because, like I said, I could use some more of this stuff. We could use some of that if it wants to come down, and I don't know if we got it or it fell through the world, one or the other. We did get that one. I heard the little pop. All right, let's make our way up. Ooh, more coal. And we got those. Alright, let's just... Smart move, because, hey, we need more coal. Not going to go nuts going for it, but... And random sword swinging. And of course, every time I can see a gradual step down, we will actually... Yeah, I'm going to let that go. But I won't let this set go. And we can move. There we go. A little more. Right in the middle. Whoa. That's why the middle. This may be a trap. We almost fell in. It wasn't the reason why, but it was more to try to get both pieces. And then this crap. which there's no way around. So we got to get in a boat, get out of a boat, to get back into the boat. So in this episode, it's not going to happen during this storm. Well, actually, the first break Tuesday may or may not be rained out as well. Not sure on that yet, and the whole thing is blocked. So, yeah, no way through. I do not like how these work anymore. Either just be one solid sheet of ice, or see, I freaking hate it. Nope. Right, that way's not going to work, but we're kind of stuck. Only just go this far. They should have just left well enough alone here. They should have made Java work this way. I mean, the Bedrock way, instead of ruining how this works in how this is ruined in Bedrock. I mean, I think I got that backwards. It worked as intended in Java. The entire ocean froze over here in Bedrock. People made things that worked with this. And they decide to make it like Java instead of giving what people like. In Java, they just take away the good stuff from Bedrock, which, yes, quite a few more famous people, and I'm famous than anybody who gets more views than I do, which is pretty much anybody. They can tell you that. I trapped myself. Can I at least... I can't even move a position over. Not what I wanted. I'm gonna have to take it. Not exactly as far as I wanted to go, but it worked. We could. Okay, the stutters are still there. If I whip it around, okay, it didn't do it then. I mean, if it's more consistent one way or the other, then it's fine. I don't like that it's ocean, then frozen, it's ocean, then frozen. And we're heading towards terrain that we can't really work with. Of course it fell in the hole. How else would it work? Nope, not gonna work. Nope, not gonna work. Yep, up. See if I can reach it. Of course not. This may not work. It did not. But at least we got out of it. One of the more pointless boat rides, but it was a bit important. And place, yep. Kind of needs to place. Can also get rid of this. All right, bring this back, and yeah, we're gonna deal with a mountain. That's the bad part. Oh, come on. Turn. All right, just go in the water. How about the sword? How about the sword that I'm pressing? Jeez. Well, just do the job. We need more of this anyway. Although anything that falls through, falls through. Yep, break it. Come on, break it. How are we doing now? 37. Let's switch it around. Not going to staircase the whole way up. We're just getting enough that we can pillar up and still have plenty. All right, no, we're turning now. All right, we wound up in a... Oh, come on. Something just work. Well, went down a little bit, but if it's making us go forward, that's good. Oh, but no, I don't want to sneak. I want to be moving. And we're braking. And pressing button and switch over to leather boots. So how about sword? How about the sword? This is the new ticket. The new update is better at ignoring your commands. Alright, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to brake. As I'm pressing a button that says brake. Perhaps brake should happen. What I will do is place, Alright, now I'm pointing the direction that we're heading in, and the first break is over. The rain and fun outside will begin, and the rest of the day I'm going to be doing this, so see you then. We're back on the edge of a massive mountain, of course. Then again, I mean, this is extra time. So, I mean, not going to hurt us in that way. And we still have a ways up. Actually, that second bounce was good. Boy, this place sounds like a ship that's about to go down when there's... It's barely what could be categorized as windy outside. Jump. Good jump. Okay, we're lined up with another tree. Remember the good old days in the beginning when we could actually climb these and get to where we're going? We didn't have to climb these to get to where we're going. That's what I mean. I mean, this seems pointless, but if we can go backwards a little bit, and we can go forwards a little bit. If the game cooperated, which would have been nice, but that was asking a lot. Well, the alternative method worked. Although that tree's a little tall, so... Okay, that's not the powdered stuff. If it was, it would have been great. I just want to get moving. Move it. Yeah, we don't want to be on the ice, because then we can't move if we stop. Alright, we stopped because I saw that, but it's not continuing this way, which we just got by, so we're good there. And move the player. Yeah, I don't like... Nope, that was not the way I wanted to go. And we'll have to eat one of those to make up for the hunger. Yeah, I don't like where I'm at, so... Alright, we can now swap back to this. We got a couple of sticks, we can make some more of that. And while we're way up here, let's press the button and get rid of the junk. And move the player. Be nice if jump button did its thing. And move the player. Oh, this is way too steep. We're gonna move the player. Okay, we're jumping. Press the jump button. Jump should happen. That would be nice. All right, we got a less steep area here, which is good. And that would be a Dave Grohl there. We went down the next. Yeah, that's just a sheer drop. We can't do that. But we can place a bed here. Put ourselves in position here. I just saw that crevice. I didn't want to go in it. I think we kind of need to rebuild this because sometimes we do get low on the dirt. We'll just take that because we can. Difficult trip down, but we move the player. We got it done. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to see where we came from, but we did look back and saw that cliff face that we were about to drop off of and probably could have died from. I don't know if I can get around this. Ooh, we can. Good. Oh, I missed the old way, how it worked. Many of the Bedrock people miss the old way and how it worked. We can't get near it. Why does it not let us put the boat near us? There. What the heck? What was that about? Let's go under the broken arch. That was pretty neat. Not exactly what I'd call a cool feature. That's when we go under a cave that we simply just paddle our way through the other side. So we're at 799. Okay, so less than 10,000 blocks away from a round 8 million. Not around 8 million, a round, even 8 million. Then there's still the other 388,608 blocks to go. And we're avoiding the ice spikes because that's bad. Because we can never break the 5 blocks per second if we are... And you know it stinks. If we are on ice. Of course, Z-axis is perfectly fine. Which is why we gotta put the bow here just to go here. Nothing. And we can move the player. No, we can't. We're on ice. That's why. We could move the player. That time we could. Now here's a river we can use. Oh, bad news for us. Polar bear can't reach us though, especially now that we went past them. I mean, unless we hit them really hard, they can't break 5 blocks per second. Village. Right in the middle. Oh, these I can hardly tell if they're useful. Sometimes buildings with that door are useful, although that was pretty good. We'll give it that. How many beds do we need? Several. Well, I wish I found you sooner. Yeah, a lot of these buildings are useless. Anyway. And it's just snow. I believe this is a twofer here. Break. Packed ice, I take it. Or should I say blue ice? Because packed ice breaks easy. That's not going to work. Yeah, see, I mean, ooh, that's definitely a thing. Actually, what we can do is, I know it's wasting a bread for a lousy half drumstick, but then we can take this one piece of bread, and there you go. Alright, somehow I think I may have hit a bed. So what I'm going to do, just to play it safe, is I'll just make that one a spawn point. Alright, this is what we'll do, is we'll try to go as far this way as we can, well, until we get to the landmass over here where we can actually move. Not ideal trying that I mean, we're less than 256 blocks away from any math errors that could possibly cause an issue. Trying to move, and there. Hey, we're going to get close to 8 million before washer dry phase, but we're not going to get there. Get jumping. and we Dave Grohled it there because I'm not sure of how safe we would have been. Alright, I'm going to stop here. I can stop on ice because it's a solid block. Anyway, see you at lunch, because that's when... Actually, I'm going to bail from this boat. Alright. I'm going to do what Actually, I'll just stay here. And I'll see you at the lunch break. Well, let me just check for safety first. Alright. Had a little fudge factor. We could afford the time to do that. Let's make an orange and then yellow. Whatever. Anyway, yeah. Break's almost completely over. So see you at lunchtime. We're back. Boy, that was just a bit less than an organized finish to the last segment. But oh, wait a minute. Well, there is an ending to that, and of course we're putting me more towards the side again. And of course, pushing me away from the goal that we'd like to be, and that's more towards the other direction, because our Z is getting a little big on the in the numbers. Again, I don't know if it really has as much of an effect as it did with the 2 to 4 million block precision errors, where it did have an effect. Alright, any normal terrain that I can actually go around and not have to deal with? Alright, I guess we're done with the massive cliff faces, which would be a good thing. And this place sounds like a ship sinking, even though the wind isn't really terribly strong. There we go. It'd be nice to have deserts again so we can build up some of our major ores again. Maybe even get diamond plating so we can make more armor. Diamonds, should I say, not diamond plating. Oh, whatever. I think washer dryer phase will be sailing into the 8 million kilometer block. 8 million, I mean 8 million blocks, but 8,000 kilometers. Go this way. Now we aim down. Just so we can see holes coming up a little sooner sometimes. And we could have jumped. And yes, I did notice the village. Well, we're gonna just go here. Good enough. We made it. And we can get up. Are we on beds? We just need one. And we can move the player. And we can move the player. And we can move the player. There we go. And there's our one. Well, if I needed any bread, I could have used you. How about the chest? I was aiming for the chest. And alright, we can change these back out. Actually, what we can do is eat one. Just slightly wasted, but there. Food waste solved. Of course, we're just continuing because we don't know if a smithy might appear, and it looks like it's not going to. Now I don't know. Yep, break it. Alright, so that was indeed a waste of time. Hey, we made that. Boat. And away we go. Not the jungle. I would like to have deserts. Deserts we can get a lot of good stuff from. Especially the temples. Damn. There's got to be something in this room. When I've been doing these runs, that's been the only time I sneezed. There's got to be something in this conference room that's causing my issues there. Dang. I've had no problems till... No, I don't want to be doing that. That's better. And jump. And move the player. Or move the player. Alright, that went not perfect, but it was alright. Well, we're going to get relatively close to 8 million before, well, no, before the final lunch break comes to an end, and we got to pay attention to the clock on the lunch breaks. So if we don't, it's money lost, because this is unpaid time. And go. Oh, did not clear. At least the guy jumped, so the game made an effort. And that's why we try to aim down a little bit, because I probably would not have seen that pit over there. Nice jump. Of course, a gap that, okay, we can move. Right here is fine. And how about selection? There we go. Boat we'll deal with a little later. Let's just get our sleep in. All right. I mean, this ocean is definitely, these oceans are definitely helping. Again, mountains that don't help, but at least they're not the steep ones. Actually, let's go this way. I just noticed. I thought it was just an inlet. And nope, it's a river. We could have just gone right through this. Yeah, I'm working with solvents and stuff, so I don't quite understand why. It might be aluminum residue, but I'm having a hard time controlling the joystick. It's like it's slippery or very, very, very stiff. There's no middle. Tried cleaning it off, but no, it won't come off. Finger is sticky, so it's hard to move it. But then again, I also say it's either that or it's so slippery. It's one or the other, not middle of the road. Alright, go again. Nice, I was aiming for the dirt blocks. Oh, great. Okay, there isn't a way out. So, brake. Ooh, no. Move the player. I hear emergency sirens. I don't think you're gonna hear them. Alright, that's just an annoyance. Nope, I want down. Alright, gotta back it up a little. We're going to back it up a little. There we go. Then move the player. Something's had to have happened. Okay, move the player. Move the player. Break. Break. Be nice if I press jump and jump were to happen. Yeah, we're gonna have to waste one here. Oh, good. Okay, we need to get to the water. We need to get to the water. We need to get to the water. All right, I need to move. Well, I'll go from one crappy biome to the next one. Alright, we got through that. Alright, so we've got a little less than 10 minutes to go. Mistake or... okay, no, not a mistake. To be fair, we got a lot of fairly good terrain. Hit some bumps along the way, but there were bumps. Yeah, we stopped for some reason. Poor timing. How else would it go? And I think it's time to sleep. And it was. That'll be the last sleep for this session. Yeah, let's leave it. Yeah, kind of a weak feature there. It's an arch, but not much of one. Would this way be easier? No, of course not. Nothing can be easier. Well, I'd open my mouth and say we had a fairly easy time here. Well, that's not a death drop, but actually what we can do is one position. There we go. This is where the sneak comes in handy. And because I don't trust it. Yeah, we got somewhat close to the 8 million mark, but it's not going to happen today. That is, as of recording, Monday. Let's see how far we can get. Is a good thing. The question is, okay, there's land beyond here. Either way, gotta deal with this. It's not the worst, but it's not great either. megabyte, so it's almost time to call it good for today. And we're jumping. Gonna have to admit defeat at this point. And move the player. And since ice is a solid block, yeah, we'll leave it here. Ice is a solid block, so it counts as a safe zone for the boat. Maybe tomorrow, which would be Tuesday, the first break might be rained out, maybe not. Well, one way to find out. You'll hear a washer or dryer if that wasn't the case. See you whenever the next time is. And we're back. It's washer dryer phase. And stupid me. I said maybe Tuesday we'll get some more done. I forgot. Similar to a couple weeks ago, I had to be home for a service call on my furnace. As I mentioned a couple weeks ago, if you saw that video, or if you fell asleep before the explanation. Anyway, got my furnace its annual cleaning, only to find out it's a brand new furnace. Only to find out is that it was installed improperly. So it had air leaks, albeit fortunately nothing that made it unsafe to operate. And we fell in a hole again. But there were air leaks. There was soot everywhere. It failed the combustion test. So for 2 weeks, outside of the times when we had summer-like temperatures, even if it was slightly warm, it was said that I should run it at least once a day just to help get the gunk out of the system so that it could run better and, of course, pass its test. For which, once again, I had to be home that Tuesday. And once again, had it looked at, but this time it's all good. The adjustments that were made have indeed worked. So once again, it's going to be a shortened washer-dryer phase because of the fact that, similar to the last time when I had to be home, it's during the clothes-only, no linens, and because I was home, you know, I didn't, I didn't need to change up as much because I wasn't going anywhere. So, again, a very light load, and go. This game still has that issue where you turn and the thing has to think for a week. Watch this be pointless. Oh no, there's actually a path. Yeah, the rivers are good. When it's not a river, it's not good. I also inadvertently, to my friends, as you can actually see I miscounted how far it was from 8 million. I was telling them I'm only 1,500 blocks away. It was more like 2,500. Wishful thinking, I guess. But it's only 1,000 block difference, which in this game isn't all that much. All right, you know what? Let's move the player. Good, that was good enough. So again, the wash will be short and the dryer will definitely be shorter. Alright, and then back to the bread. Yeah, I see that the water it's going that way, but it doesn't look like it's really continuing much. Let's just make the big number bigger. Get it somewhat closer to what I told people I was at, but really wasn't. Well, not quite ready to move there yet. Yeah, that was a bad jump. And how about jumping? I think I see a village up there. It's behind the numbers and less than 1,000 blocks to get to where I said I was going to be, and we can move the player. And yes, we're at a village, but it looks like it's a project. We also have ice spikes, which is something I don't want nor care to bother looking at. We can move over one. We can move over one. We can... There, it's better. Useless building. What the heck? I do not know where that came from or why that happened. One more position. There we go. Steal a bed. Of course, he's not happy that we did that. The rest of this village is, yeah, it's a bit much. And we can move the player. Nothing. I missed the jump button there. That's just a horrible jump there. And we can... Alright. We got another area here. Well, this villager can't move. I'm actually asking for that one. And how about move the player? And move the player. Wrong direction. No. can move the player. I mean, we just need one more. And there's our one. Alright, so village wasn't a total waste. So I think going this way is a little easier. Of course, it always has to. Alright, how about in a position that, like we have now, would have been helpful? So every time I make a stop, it's in the worst possible places. Next to a tree, one area that's difficult to climb. Everything but the easy answer that we're looking for. And we're not ducking, we're moving. Boat, boat. Oh, well, look at this. It's no wind no matter which way we want to go. Alright, now I gotta reposition my guy here. $150 blocks. Aussie 150 blocks. Oh, just a little less than that at this point. Every way but the way I was pointing. Well, it doesn't matter at this point. And jumping. And we stalled out. Well, no matter what we do, we have to deal with a mountain. Yep, you want to get somewhere? Screw you. That's how this game works. You got an objective? Well, yeah. We're not letting that happen. We have a tree we can use here. Break. But we gotta go way up. Oh, we didn't even meet the tree. We can turn. Okay, yeah, that's actually where I wanted to be. That's good. Large trees like this are not a help. I mean, if we were against a cliff, that would be different. Now, how about we jump? I'm pressing the button. Probably should be doing the job the button should be doing. Nice jump. And we have the sun setting. We cleared a way to use our towering technique to use trees to make climbing a little easier. Grab some extra blocks here so we can go a little further. Sometimes I wonder if I'm actually not helping by doing that. I guess, okay, we can move the player. Ooh, steep downhill. I don't like the way this goes. A little more navigable. We got by the area that was a little dodgy. Jumping. Oh boy, that's bad. We stopped before we dropped, though. How are we doing with, okay, that answers that question. How are we doing with this stuff that's not braking when I press the brake button? That was a little Dave Grohl, but that isn't too bad. Nice jump. I don't think it would have made a difference anyway. Nice as if we have terrain we can use. Oh, I didn't notice because I'm fighting. We just crossed the 8 million mark. Now the question is, can we actually go anywhere? Nice jump. Glad the jump button failed to do its job per usual. Plus, of course, that is its job, to not really do anything. Wow, I'd like to see what I'm doing. Yeah, no, I don't want the phone menu. I want jump. Seriously, can we just have a way? A way to get to where we're going? Well, you know, I guess we had a lot of very cooperative terrain, so now it's got a... This is it flipping me the bird, pretty much. Yeah, you had it easy. Now you can't... I don't want the coarse dirt because that's inventory. That's space that I could be using for other that we can break. Alright, that's mistake or good idea? Of course that went wrong. What other way would it go? There is no other way for it to go. It's gotta be wrong. We're not gonna do this too much. Alright, so we made some progress, that's good. Nice jump. I literally pressed the jump, I literally just pressed it again. Yeah, this is what it's going to be doing now. Cannot just... Okay, now how about we get some terrain we can use? Something that we can navigate. Down here. That worked. Okay, how about moving the player? I see that the river does go more towards the west. It's just a matter of, is it hiding just a slight inlet, or does it actually go anywhere? The answer is it does go somewhere. But of course there's nothing but mountains. The exact thing we don't want. You know, no, that's not going to work. But it looks like there's an outlet, though. Of course, we have to flirt with that 256, but before we do that, we're going to... Yep. And we're moving the player. That's not moving the player. Oh, this game doesn't like to run anymore, does it? Needless to say, we didn't get it. What I'd like to do is throw the junk in there. Of course it didn't go in. I don't want that. I did not see any chest. This way. Go around. Oh, there it is. And oh, even more. One shy of being able to make two, but before we do that, let's turn the boat. And move the player. Alright, that's just keeps going in the wrong direction. This is going somewhere. You can move. You can move. It is so hard to control the boat at this point. You gotta waggle it. You can't just point it in the direction you want to go. It doesn't work that way out this far. And jumping! Press the jump button and jump should happen. Okay, we can use duck at this point. This is one of the points where ducking is good. That's not what I wanted. We just wind up at that point where it does that. We can move the player. Alright, what? How about... Wow, the controls are so dead in this game. At least we're getting somewhere. I see water. Of course, we have to go in the wrong direction to get to it, but... Move the player. Can I let that strip of land stop us? Because I wasn't sure what that was. And we're not jumping. Press the jump button. Okay, so this is the way we want to go. Got turned around, plus this thing is having issues trying to do anything. Of course, this goes absolutely nowhere. Ooh, we could have lost that boat. Break. Of course, they're just grabbing more of this because we're running a bit low. Okay, we can, how are we doing with coal? Alright, but you know what? More XP, why not? Junk that. We'll just X that. How about we move the player forward? Of course, micro jumping, because exactly what we don't want. Let's just sword. not helping. No, we don't want that. Ooh. I want to. Yeah, I'm not going to be moving if we're not breaking the 5 block per second. I swear, it's heavy turns. It tends to be one of the big places where it struggles. And I noticed that with the Windows 10 version as well. No, I'm not placing blocks. We're jumping. So we're supposed to have another day for the next episode that's going to get rained out. So maybe we'll get some help. And no, I'm not placing blocks. We're jumping. Jumping button. Magic jump button should be doing. Jump button. Yeah. That's not going to help us. Let's just make distance. Break. I like some terrain that I can use now. Alright, we were able to move a little bit. Now move the player. That was a premature jump. Let's try this again. That's better. That did not clear something that I thought might have been bad, but it wasn't, so no big deal. That was kind of bad. That ought to help. Jumping. I know it's not much, but as we're heading towards the Z of 0, or at least we're hoping that's what we'll accomplish. Jump. Not sword swing, move player. Entirely different thing, and I think we finally got some movement here. And of course, this is the time that, yep, the washer has stopped washing. So, because we can just simply pause the game when we hit the menu button, don't have to worry about falling through the world if we're on, if we're in a boat. However, just to play it safe, when we... Oh, we did make that. Yeah, so right, I'm just going to break these so we have a clean run. Just in case. We'll just play it safe. In case the game crashes, whatever. Anyway, dryer phase is next. See you then. Dryer phase. Again, as I was home, I didn't have a full week. Laundry is a little light. So, yeah, I could risk jumping over that. That wouldn't have killed me if I fell. Oh, if I just hung on a little longer. But I didn't. Alright, that is a lake that is not going to help us. We could actually make the jump. Not helping, but jumping. We need to be moving the player now. I did not ask for a boat. Alright, let's bed. Place. Come on, hurry. Place. Place. Might have to keep an eye out for the bad guys. That is 100% the incorrect answer that was given. The mutton that's in my hand was what I pressed for. Nice jump. Glad you decided to swing the sword instead of actually jumping. Boy, this game really does not like to work. Alright. Jump! Wow, at least you did that time. Place. Alright, so it's gonna be, like I said, if it weren't for the Monday rain out, which, like I said, coincidentally will be happening again this next episode coming up. We had maybe we would have hit 8 million, but we know we've done that. And we're jumping. Yep, keep going. Turn. This game's getting unplayable again. Break. Alright, here we go. And again. We're not moving the player again. jump! Nice jump. And yes, I actually meant it was a nice jump. It's a rare moment that I asked for the game to jump, and it actually did. Yeah, I'm just going to try to bump up the inventory a little bit. How about those? That's not the block I was aiming for. And that I do know is a Bedrock thing. As that is something I have successfully replicated in Windows 10. Yep, I knew that I was lined up with something, and we're going to jump. Jump. Good jump. Okay, this way. Ocean. Hopefully it's a long one. I know it's boring, but makes distance happen. And the viewpoint moved. As if the view is skewed enough, it actually does throw off where my line of center is, and the ability to steer this boat without some sort of pull in one direction or the other. Can we get to the 80-20 kilometer block? Might be a bit of a stretch, but it doesn't hurt to hope that we can do it. Mushroom Island. Now, if that formed when the sun was setting, and it was long enough, which that's okay, we got one forming ahead of us. And if it were long enough, we could extend the run, because outside of any lush cave systems that may spawn within them, which does happen, monsters cannot spawn on Mushroom Islands. For the most part, they're safe. We have taken advantage of that, I think, twice. Still find it hard to believe we found a woodland mansion before we ever found a jungle ruin. But then after that, I think when we hit the 2 to 4 million precision error, that's when we found the second mansion that we just waltzed through. Not waltzed through a mansion, waltzed by it. The risk and reward for a regular game is worth it, but for what we're doing, not so much, especially with the precision error, even the quarter block precision error is a lot. use some deserts. That'd be nice. There's villages, an occasional temple, which half the time has some decent stuff in it. So you gotta break this 5 block per second precision error. If you're not doing at least 5 blocks per second east and west, which of course is the really big number, you can't move. Which is again why, as I've mentioned before, you gotta waggle the boat. You can't just point it where you want to go. There's not as many degrees of freedom as you would think you'd have. Right now we're flirting with not making that number and there's that magic point where we gotta turn more to the west. There we go. So, yeah, I might be pressing my luck a little bit, but going for it. Alright, we're pressing it a little much now. Okay, we're still actually okay with the food. Still a little bright. There we go. Away we go. Halfway to the next 10,000. Go again. Yeah, and I'd like to see a lot more sand, like deserts. Because again, we got those desert temples that half the time have some good stuff in it. Two-thirds of the time, at least something to help or help progress a little bit. Speaking of, we can keep going. Nothing. But still make one. Came pretty close to being able to make 2. Alright. Put that in the correct position. pressing X. Looks like our ocean voyage is coming to an end. And how about the sword button? Nope, we're going to have to boat this little distance. And we can go this way. Nope, we're not placing blocks, we're trying to jump. And jumping! Wow, this gets annoying. This way. Oh, that vine kept us going. The other jumps were pretty good too. Well, that was a plus. And we can move the player. And we need to move. And we need to move. jump. I'm surprised I only picked up one of those things. Alright, now let's fix our view and continue. Uh-oh, we moved. See? There's gotta be something in this basement. Probably all the soot that's still managed not to get cleaned up yet. Oh, roof forest, we don't want that. Okay, over here. Just break those just so that the jump would happen, which it did. So good. Yep. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Now we got jungle and we have roof forest, neither which we like much. Alright, we can make this jump safely. Or should I say, if we failed, it would still be okay. And nowhere to move. But that'll be fixed. Okay, this way. I don't like this. about we move? Alright, I see ocean. Heading towards it. We're moving the player. We're moving the player. We're moving the player. Bad position. Move the player. Okay. Jump. Yeah, I'd rather take that. That was a bit of bit much there, but a bit of a much. Kind of is. Landed in the water, that was good. And board. And drive the boat. Village! We could have used one of these a while ago. Doesn't matter, because we got one now. Yeah, somehow... No, how about the sword? Not going to make my goal of the 80-20 kilometer block. But then again, like I said, we've... these shorter runs tend to... ruin that, more or less. Alright, so... Useless building. Useless building, well... Move the player. Oh, great, now... I can't touch that now. Useless building, we can unduck. Useless building again. Wow, this was a crap village. Move the player. Forward. How about jump? Okay, ducking was on for some reason. And okay, it didn't move, but I don't want to ruin our angle. And here we go. This is one of those waggle the boat type of rivers. Oh, so close. Oh, I shouldn't have moved. Swim most times that I actually wanted to. Although now we're in the old-fashioned bob, which was a good thing because it actually is easier to do that getting out of the water than it is. No, we don't want to do that. We want sword, the button I was pressing, which of course was conveniently ignored. Alright, we got the river continuing this way. Made it to the 80-10 kilometer block. I haven't been counting, but I realized that when we get to 88,608, we're 70% of the way through the final million traversable blocks, which is quite the undertaking. Oh, cool feature. It's tiny, but it counts. Not there, please. That's not helping. I had a feeling that boat would be gone. Move the player. Oh, no, it was over here. copper is not helpful for our objective. Oh, actually we don't need that. Alright, it looks like it levels off. I have to go backwards a little bit to see if it does. And it does. Do we have a river though? Past the 256 and the other. It does not let me stay on the 0 too much. Alright, so what I see is it's a little flat. Well, what are we doing? And we can move the player. And jump. Let's just do that. And this. It would be safe, but it's just easier to go this way. And jump. Alright, I missed the button a few times there. Might have collected junk. We did. The gray wool is not useful. I mean, they've made the other colored sheep more common, especially in certain biomes, but white is still the common color, and that's the one we want. How many do we have now anyway? 53, 10 more. Then we'll have a full usable stack as we got a village over there. 63, not 64, because you can make an even number of beds with 63. If you have 64, you got one piece of wool left over, and that's just wasting space. It's not critical if there is a 64th piece, but you just don't need more than 63 of them. Alright, this is a useless building. Or is it? Oh, there's a bed in there. And we can, let's eat first. And we can move. Player's not moving. Why are we not moving the player? Much better. How about the sword, the one I was pressing? Useless building. Alright, we're going to work our way towards 0, and we're jumping. We're moving the player. New thing to try. Jumping. We want to trade with you. Thanks for opening the door. I appreciate that. Extra jump that wasn't necessary. Whatever. Through the world that one went. Jumping. Where are we at now? Okay. Get rid of that. Break. Through the world it went. I hate to wake you up, Mr. Villager. Especially the kind of villager I like. How are we on beds? That should not be there. It'll be your bed again. Just needed it for that point in time. That being said, it is time to shove off. And we can move the player. Nice jump. I know I saw the water going, more towards the 0 direction, but I wanted to see. It looked like this one was going to go somewhere more favorable, but that was a lie. Oh, wait a minute. No, it wasn't a lie. I'm thinking the wrong direction. Good job, me. This was the one that wasn't telling a lie. About jump. Turn. Nice jump. The many times I pressed it, nothing happened. Amazing. Alright, move the player. Of course, the way I want to go is the one that's not supportive. Although the other way doesn't seem too supportive either. river running through this forest, which is a good thing. Let me reposition my thumb as it was slowly sliding towards the left of the stick. And now we'll go way off in the other direction. Oh, no, we won't. Yet. Whoops. And move your finger a little bit and then you lose control of the game. Again, as boring as oceans are, it's one of the fastest ways in this particular objective to get things done. "25% of the way through the next 10,000. Well, now 26. That looks like we're getting cut off, so we'll go this way. And it looks flat right there, so turn. Now we're heading in the wrong direction again, but if we're moving in the right direction at least, that helps. Whoa! Pit of death. Maybe I'm not going to stick my nose in to find out. A village that just suddenly popped right up. Okay, we can move over this way and this way, and that'll help us a little there and a little there, and go. Nice jump. Would have been nice if it actually did the job. Sun is setting. More of them. Not much there, but we didn't need much there. And that is in the wrong position. Very important. And we're jumping. That's why things are funky. Couldn't figure out how we have fewer slots, yet somehow all the waste is gone. Alright, I see no smithies. So what we're going to do, I know it's a little bit of a waste of time, but because the sun is somewhat close to setting, move the player. Move the player. One position, move the player. What part of move the player are you not smart enough to understand? Move the player. Jeez. Okay, I'm going to put the phone down. Right here, tap there. Yeah. Being the sun's kind of close enough to the horizon, I might as well just grab another free bed so we don't have to use any that we got. As I can see, the sun is now approaching the horizon. You are in a bad spot. You need to move. Or I can move. Yeah. Now you made me have to pick up the phone. There we go. Well, it didn't matter. Alright, turn. And boat. Okay, micro jumping doesn't work. It's not helping. Alright, this is not a death. Okay, actually, this is, we can move. Okay, this is a little iffy over here. Bad jump. Nice jump. Imagine if I hit the button and the player jumped. Of course, one more than I wanted to go. Well, not that it mattered much. Brake. How about brake? jump. This horrible lag again. Keep moving. Keep moving. Moving means moving. Move. Yep, we see the village. Question is, can we get there safely? I see a smithy, I believe. Yes, there is a smithy up there. Jumping. We don't need too much from the village, so we're just doing a quick look. You see the smithy over here, which is the only thing that we're interested in. We're not in any need of anything else, really. Nice jump again, because why would this game do it correctly? Well, that's a little bit of a help. That is actually pretty good. We needed a new one of them. I'll just grab those because we can. Alright, that's an outlying building there. Jump. Okay, we didn't need to do that quite yet. That helped. Alright, sparse jungles are good. Especially when they're flat. Because that means it not thick meaning dark, meaning monsters spawning everywhere. Jumping. Yeah. I need to be able to move the player. The only good thing about these bamboo forests this far out is we can run through it. Move the player. Nice flat section. Not so nice jump. For a minute I thought all of this was a pit of death, and I was heading right for it. Alright, see, that's the type of jungle area I don't want to be around. There could be something spawning in there. The thing is, we got away from it pretty quickly. Oh, we're kind of not paying attention to the food there. Move the player. I see water, which is what we want to see. Boat. And we were indeed lined up. That's good. Oh, come on. Crappy jungle again. Oh. Now it's crappy roof forest to go with it. Once again being forced way off axis. Although we're probably going to have to really go far off axis when we hit the last traversable block. Because I'm sure that'll be in the ocean, like every other major milestone that we've made. Except for a few oddballs that actually were on land. Yeah, we'll just stop here. Got a nice somewhat clear spot over there. So you can see it continues that way, so we'll just go that way. Don't see any mountains forming. Doesn't mean there aren't any. We're 51% of the way through. At that time I wanted to check the dryer, and we have 1, 2, 3 more sleeps in which to get 51% completed. Well, 49% completed. We're at 51. We need 49. Of course, large oceans would help. Relatively flat terrain helps. Unduck. Jump. When jump is pressed, that would be even better. Okay, that's twice I pressed the jump button and nothing happened. That's twice again I pressed the jump button and absolutely nothing happened. Move the player. Nice jump. That's another time it did not do anything. Oh, game screwed up. I pressed it and it did the jump. Alright. Thought there was an opening there. It wasn't. I'm gonna go this way even though it's more off axis. But yeah, okay. Well, more favorable land is heading towards the 0 along the north-south. How about jumping? Wow, the controls are so bad in this game. How about when I press jump that we jump? I pressed jump and just stalled. We don't want stall, we want jump. Jump! That was a good jump. over here. Brake. Just a little off axis, not bad. And that was not the best of places to land. Okay, over here. That was a bit much. Okay, we can let the player move. How about jumping? I'm not swinging swords, I was pressing jump. My finger's not hitting the button correctly there when it comes to the joystick. Actually a pretty good jump. Yeah, we're 61% of the way there. And again, we busted by hitting something, but we made at least some decent moves at that point. We can move the player. Well, I didn't plan on that happening, jumping immediately into the water, but it was a good thing that it happened. Like to make it to the 80-20 kilometer block like I've said earlier, but like I said, also considering that it's again, I had to stay home, so obviously I didn't have to make a change of clothes, and I was staying home alone pretty much. Or going to Wally World, because if you're dressed at all, that's good enough for Wally World. So, wash was short, and the dryer is definitely shortened as well. which kind of works against us in trying to reach these objectives. It's looking like we're going to get close, at the least, because we're kind of close now. It's 72% of the way there just now. Out. Alrighty. Okay, I see monsters, so sleep, sleep. But they spawned in. Well, we wasted a bed. But maybe there's some weird thing where it was set up to do it and then it didn't. But usually that means they stick around because it's dark enough. It's just weird that they were there, then they were gone. But I see it on Windows 10 as well. I see monsters in the background, then suddenly they disappear for reasons unknown. Alright, so yeah, too bad we had to waste a bed there. So that's 1 of 3. And sword would be nice when I press the sword button. %. Just ticked it off as we started paddling. Village. Nice jump. Wow, I'm glad these buttons do work so well. Might as well just not put any controls into the game, have a better chance of controlling it. And this seems to be a project village, but there's a lot that's accessible, so I don't see anything of importance up there. Useless building. One more position. One more position. Jeez. Oh, good. Another farmer. Or, yeah, we got 55. Oh, you're a fisherman. I just saw the yellowish color of the hat and thought farmer. Oh, we do have a smithy, and it's accessible. So what we're going to do right now is junk this and move that. Alright, let's see what this has. Ooh, nice. That's nice. That is okay too. Let's check our armor is doing just fine. In fact, what we can do, I think there's a table in here. No, there isn't. I guess it's one that I've built that had it. Anyway, let's do this. Let's not do that right now. What just happened? Oh no, I want to see. Okay, good. Decided to just put it on. Oh, that is kind of what I wanted to do. Alright, not one I could use. Not a farmer I could use. Not a farmer I could use. Move the player. We're pressing jump. Probably means jump. Okay, we need to move. Oh, we can't move the player. Okay, how about over where I'm pressing? Much 100% better answer. If I were to fall, this would be bad, but then again, we're at a village, so oh, I want to be braking. Not where I wanted to be, but I'll be fine. Okay, that's good. Fortunately, the smithy was where we needed it to be. The rest, yeah, whatever. Unnecessary jump, but it was actually a good thing that it happened. Ooh. No, 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 no. Alright, we're gonna have to take a hit there. player. Alright, I thought there was another pit, but it was actually completely benign. Sheep. That looks like death, so over. Okay, jump. I would rather if Dave grolled it in case that actually was death over there. Another village. Okay, I did stop there to prevent another larger Dave Grohl. How are we? 56. Nice swing. Alright, we got another freebie coming up because sun's setting. Another village. Second sleep. 88% of the way there. Towards making somewhat difficult goal a thing. How about move the... Just loves to not work for us. Actually, yeah, that one's gonna fall through because we got enough beds. I miscounted. How about move the player? Turn. I'll start with you. 60. 60. I was too busy looking around and not watching where the land was coming. Smithy! But before we do that... Yeah, we're not going to be able to tell. So I'm just going to turn like... No, I didn't want to do that. Okay, the sword's in the way, so I'll put a torch in. And I didn't want to break the window. Watch for the sky over here to kind of start deep orange into red. For all intents and purposes, we're practically at 90% of the way there, and any moment now. There we go. Last sleep. The next one is the end of the road for this particular episode. And hopefully we get a nice run. another 500 blocks and we made our goal. Of course, it would help if the game would cooperate at least once. Ooh, we made that jump. Which is strange because the jump button doesn't like working. Ooh, we made that too. Nice jump. Glad the jump button, as usual, does nothing. Oh, this is terrible. But I decided to look up and we made it. We're not going to get too much further along, but I don't care. I mean, time is not on our side right now. Well, the third jump would have been nice to have worked, and then the game decides to swing swords instead. Didn't want to jump there. Alrighty. The question is, are we going to see land before the sun sets? Now I messed up my center. Yeah, see, I would have went askew there if I just went with where it was pointing. Oh, we're going the wrong way. That's getting ugly on that side. Of course, whichever way makes us have to travel longer is the way we have to go. Alrighty, getting a little empty and the last sleep is coming. Alright, we've got some land showing up. Of course, it has to be the crappiest possible thing. Not the worst biome, but just the way it's set up, though. No, I want the stick. No, I don't want the book. I don't want the board. Jump. No, not swim time. Alright, yeah, Are we connected to anything, or is this just an island? We're jumping. We're not really connected to anything. This is the last day. We're pretty much done. And this is turning into a mega project. And are we full on those? Oh, yeah, we are. Okay. Yeah, we'll just call it good here, I guess. Actually, what I'll do is temporarily do this. There. Now we don't. Yeah, we'll leave it there. We'll leave it like that right now. Alright, so... Alright. We made it to the 8 millions. 8,022,212. And this is One Way. Georgia 551 saying, hope you enjoyed and have a good one.